How to speak well. Let's talk about it. How to express everything you have in your mind without any mistakes, and how not to use filler words. This is going to be the topic for today's video. Let's get to it. It's very easy to express something you have in your mind if you know what you want to express. A lot of the times when you try to express something, the issue is that you don't have it already formulated in your mind. You don't have to use fancy words, you don't have to speak very fast, you don't have to scream, but what you need to know is the main topic of what you want to say. For example, this video that I record here is about speaking. And if I digress a little bit, it will not be an issue because it will be only concentrated about speaking. I don't have any script for the video. This is the first time I've recorded. I don't know I will do well. I will demonstrate you how it works. This is a technique I use before I record a video. Most times I actually use it. I sit and think for at least 20 seconds. What do I want to express in the video? How do I want to make other people feel? And I just keep asking questions. The more questions you ask, the better, because you will have a picture in your head. The same with storytelling. It's literally storytelling. I tell you a story now which I have in my mind, which I had on my mind just 2 minutes ago before I pressed record. And this is why it's so easy for me to continue, because I start from the beginning of the story to the middle of the story until the end of the story. So this is why I don't need a script. You have to think about what you want to say. The worst thing you can do is to just open your mouth and rant. Don't know what to say, but you just want to speak because you feel anxiety. No, you don't have to do it. You need to be a professional when you speak. That's it about expressing yourself. What else do you actually need to express yourself? I will add something. You need words, right? You need to know words to be able to express a lot of things. But obviously, if you're already speaking, you know some language. You may know English, you may know Spanish, French, whatever language you know. But this language, you know a lot of words in it, and you have good enough grammar. The grammar, I will not comment on that, but what is important, the words. You already know enough words. Why don't you seem to express what you want with ease? This is because you have not trained yourself to express your ideas with the correct words. How do you do it? You have to prepare yourself. You need actually preparation. What is the topic? If you have a topic you want to express on a video, it's a good idea before that, if you feel uncertain what words to say, don't use a script, because it will not help you in the long term. You will not develop the skill to speak well. What you need to do is to prepare a list of words. 20 words, 30 words, 50 words. It may take 10 to 15 minutes. Not a big deal. And look at these words. Then use them in your next video. Literally, just use this video. Use these words in your next video. This is how you will memorize the correct terms and the correct words for the topic of the video. Next time you speak, guess what? You will be able to extract these words, pull them out of your brain, and use them in your next video. It really works. I've done it. Try it and you will see that it works. Now you can express more precisely everything you want to say because you have prepared the correct vocabulary for the occasion. Instead of saying thin, this thing, that thing, something, you can use the correct terminology and create a picture in your listener's head. This is about expressing yourself. There is a lot more to it. Of course, we've touched the surface of it. I can talk for hours and hours how to express yourself. For example, we can get to listen to science, also to read a lot of poetry and so on and so on. But for now, I'm going to talk about how to remove filler words. This will be the second part because expressing yourself and removing filler words will be the most important. I'll tell you how I did it. Feedback. That's it, guys. I literally just listen to my videos back and I analyze, why do I use filler words? Where do I use filler words? Do I need to use them? A lot of questions. You have to ask yourself a lot of questions. You will come to realize you don't need to use filler words. You're wasting your energy in your speech. This is why you get tired. You may think you're relaxing, you're giving yourself time to think when you use a filler word, and that. No. Instead, what you're doing is that you're wasting energy because you're literally speaking. You're exhaling air out of your mouth. This makes you tired. Also, because you don't speak correctly, because you don't do it correctly, and you're stressed, this will get you tired even faster. When you get tired and when you get stressed, you will continue to get more tired and more stressed. This will cause you to use even more filler words. What you need to do: record videos, listen to yourself, identify where you make mistake. Next time, try not to repeat them. That simple. But then, practical steps. You need to pay attention to the cadence, your pace. You don't have to speak fast. If you're a fast speaker, you need to make sure that you use pauses. Because this video, I will demonstrate now, I could speak very fast and I can never use any pauses. I don't need to use pauses because I already have everything in my mind. But if I speak to you this way, you're just going to lose a lot of attention and everything will sound exactly the same. You will not be able to have the time to actually process what I say. You will not understand what I say, but it will be boring. And even though I don't use filler words and I'm very confident in my abilities to not use filler words and breathe well and continue with my speech, you will just get bored. It's not that you don't use filler words. It's also your cadence. You can say something very fast and very quick, but then you have to give some time, not a lot of time, but some time you have to give to your listener to hear you. They heard you, but they didn't really grasp what you said because it was boring, monotone. Give it some time, give it some pause. And then, this was a big one. When I heard it, this changed my life in terms of my speaking. This is, do not open your mouth before you're ready to speak. How can you say, if your mouth is closed? You're not obviously going to have your lips together, your mouth closed, and say, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to just make sounds, are you? No, nobody's going to do that. Correct yourself. Watch yourself. When do you open your mouth? Why do you open your mouth? Can you make a video and then have your mouth closed? If you just have your mouth closed, you don't have to use filler words. You already have a natural pause. You give yourself time to breathe through your nose. I don't know, some of you may have a stuck nose. I've had this for a lot of time. I still recorded videos. I tried my best to speak, even though I could only breathe from my mouth. It's a little bit more challenging, but you can still do it. And then that's it. That's basically it. I can go on and go on, but I will give you one bonus. Have energy. Anytime you speak, you want to have energy. Forget about anyone who's giving you advice that you shouldn't be energized when you speak, that you just have to say the information. No, information is not that important. Information is not that important. If you cannot project energy, you lose the attention of your listeners. You have to have an energy. You have to have energy. It doesn't mean that you have to scream, but you have to be passionate about what you talk. When you have high energy, you don't even need to know what body language to use, what words to use, what should be the sound of your voice. None of that. You will just know what to say because you have energy. Talk a little bit louder, and the tone of your voice has to be lower, but you speak louder. This is exactly how you need to do it. Don't open your mouth before you're ready to speak. Tell your story, which you already created in your head before you recorded the video. Absolutely watch every single video you record. You can listen to it multiple times. Why do I rotate my hand now that many times? I have no idea. I'm gonna have feedback on this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And by the way, if you stay till the end, I will add value to you now. I do personal consultations, one-to-one, in which it's on a Zoom call. It's 45 minutes long, and in this personal consultation, I will make you speak, I will ask you a lot of questions. We will see why you use filler words and how we can improve your speaking to remove those filler words, how to improve your speaking on camera. Personal for you. I'll give you feedback, I'll give you anything specific for you. If you're interested in that, just text me. You can text me on a comment. You can find me on Instagram, Prosperity Wolf. You can also find me on TikTok, Prosperity Wolf. On either pages, if you text me, I will answer you, and let's get to work. Let's see if I can help you improve your communication, because it's possible. I've done it for myself, and I'm confident in my abilities to teach you how to do it. But the worst thing which can happen, the worst outcome, is that you're going to spend 45 minutes with me. I will be talking to you, you will be talking to me. I will give you some advice and some feedback in your speech. You have spent absolutely nothing. This is the worst thing that can happen. But what's the other side is that it may just change your speaking. You may get motivated. I may tell you something about specifically about your speech, which could change the way you speak. And who knows, you may benefit from that. But if you're watching this video, you will benefit from that, because most people, I bet 95% of people will not spend their time to listen to such video about speaking. How many people do you know who improve their speaking? Not many, do you? I don't know anyone in my life, personally, who is actively trying to improve their speech. If you're listening to this video, I will wait for you. I look forward to hear from you. And let's get to work. Let's go. Prosperity Wolf here. I hope you have a great day.